mom just pounded on my door. Woke me up out of a sound sleep. I thought the world was coming to an end. We just were taking care of stuff, you know. They needed to be taken care of now that Auntie's no longer, you know, Auntie's just my mom's sister now. She has zero control over anything. Things need to be taken care of. Apparently my mom can have access to a financial advisor. Whatever. And I don't like to think about shit like that. I mean, I need to make sure everything's kosher regarding, you know, Auntie's no longer the power of attorney over my mom, and I am my mom's sole beneficiary, sole heir, sole whatever, but I don't like to think about shit like that. Don't even like to think about you being up in age, Manu. Even with Angel here, you know, this is how he is. Even with Angel here, he would much prefer to be in here with me than with her out there. That's just how they're bred, pugs. I'll have to talk. I'm sure Joe doesn't know anything about this big shit either. I don't know. You notice I'm just being vague, but I mean, it's been working so far now. You know, it's going up, not down. But yeah, but your mom's getting up in age, and you know, you want to think about these things, even for blah blah blah. I don't know. If the economy was going to collapse, nothing would be safe either. Anyway, it wouldn't matter what you did with the money unless you put it under your bed. Any of your money, that's the only way it would be safe. It wouldn't be safe in CDs, IRAs, nothing like that. Nothing. I would never own a firearm, ever. I wouldn't be able to be diagnosed mentally. My mom diagnosed mentally. I wouldn't be able to own firearms anyway, but I wouldn't even, you know, I would never own a firearm. I wouldn't, whatever. I mean, my mom's protected, her money's protected as much as it can be. Her church, I think my mom should probably, you know, add me to the deed to her house just to ensure, you know, full protection. That's what her church friend said to me anyway. Not just like I'm added to the bank account. No one would ever have to worry about me doing anything. My enemies make me out to be this horrible, horrible monster. They're just assholes. I would never ever do anything to intentionally hurt my mother. I would never take money from her. I'm not a gambler. I know gamblers, they fuck over their entire families. Gambling's an addiction, like anything. I'm not a druggie. I'll never become a druggie. Even if I became an alcoholic, you really can't deplete as much money as my mom has on with booze, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work that way. I'm not going to become an alcoholic either. Kills your looks. I'm too vain to become an alcoholic. I'm not going to let her be taken for a ride regarding anything, because I'm wise to all of it. My news last night had a thing where they're here in Massachusetts. I guess it's really getting bad with scammers trying to, you know, scam people, and they're coming up with more advanced ways to scam people who are gullible. But I don't trust anybody. I tell my mom she shouldn't even answer the phone when it's telemarketers. She's like, well, I can't tell the number. I'm like, well, it shows up on your phone. She hasn't figured out to see the number showing up on her phone. She always answers the phone with telemarketers. I'm very cognizant of all that shit because I've gotten duped a long time ago. I got duped by one of those stupid scams. I know how they operate. Actually good it happened, because it happened. It was one of those fucking things with, you're guaranteed one of these 5 prizes, and all you have to do is buy these $700 worth of vitamins, and it was a scam. I never saw a single prize, and it was a scam. The sad thing is, even when you know it's a scam, and the guy on the phone's getting pissed because you're more aware than he wants you to be, he has you talk to his manager. And the manager was, oh my god, scam galore. I was living with my mom and her crazy third husband, the one that eventually became the, you know, the sad human being, you know, the subject, you know, of the wrongful death suit. That's... I don't know. Well, at least I fell back to sleep. So I slept 12:30 to 6, and I did fall back to sleep, so I was sound asleep, and my mom pounding on the door that the world was coming to an end. So remember, I wear the earplugs too. And then I was like, oh, what? Then I had to proceed to talk finances. I'm not even awake. I don't know anything about anything. I just needed set up online and changed over, and I mean, so we can find out information. And the guy was like, well, this is how much she has. I'm like, I know that. We got that info from Auntie. I know that I'm trying to figure out, I just don't know anything about stuff like that. I don't know. I don't like to think about shit like that either. I'm grateful things were finally, but look the hell we had to go through to get them to finally be where they should be. How you doing, Omar? I need to get all those teeth done. You need to get your teeth done, Omar. Mama doesn't want to do that. I never even knew this before. It's probably a good thing I didn't know it, but they say pugs don't take well to anesthesia. He did fine the last time. That was at a different vet's office, and even though the guy he had sold his priorities, I wouldn't have trusted the new people as far as I could throw them. But, and as you know, me and Omar first moved to a different vet, and then so did my mom and me. But it was that guy who'd been in practice for a long time that did Omar's teeth. That's the only way I would agree to it. he was the one doing it. There's this thing called houndstooth that they'll do teeth as best they can and not have the dog on anesthesia, but they're really not doing. It's not going to be a thorough job. It's kind of just difficult. Some of you know, last time I was basket case, I did have one of his teeth done. He had to have a couple teeth extracted. Remember, he hadn't had his teeth brushed or anything since he was a puppy. They say in the pug thing that, see, that's maintenance though, and I know he has to get his teeth done. I hate to do it, but anyway, you wrap him in a blanket, and you just try to, brush the teeth as fast as possible. You wrap him in a blanket, get someone's help. Wrap him in a blanket so he can't squirm, and then you just brush away as fast as you can. Told you I bought a nice toothbrush from Pet Play. It's like a 3-pronged toothbrush or something. It gets better. They don't spit, so you never, ever, ever use regular toothpaste, any kind of people toothpaste. We have specially designed, toothpaste expensive toothpaste from the vet's office, liver flavored or chicken flavored. I do put that Pet Play stuff on him, and I do it with my finger, and I rub it all over. He can't stand it. I was like, I'm killing him, but so the toothbrush would just be an extension to that, and extension to me using my finger on his teeth. I have done that. It's not like he bites me. He doesn't try to bite me. You're a good boy, aren't you, good boy? Yes. I don't know if he went poo-poo. Mama had an appointment to leave. To do an appointment to bed outside. They were too concentrating on me. Finally getting things, how they should be. You can talk to a financial advisor free of charge. Don't know the first thing about anything, so probably what you're suggesting, what not, I don't know. We want the safest investments possible, and I would probably, now it's no longer in charge of anything, but, she's still in our lives. We can talk to her about this and see what she has to say. That's what I told him. I see saying X, Y, and Z and making my head spin. I don't know anything about this crap. I'm proud of myself. I at least, pushed my mom into... And we didn't even have the phone number. She had to call the HR to get the phone number. I was proud of myself. I at least got her to do that. And they don't do that. Last time we had to have a password to open up an online thing, send in the mail. This time we didn't want to send to Auntie's address. Everything was still going to Auntie's address. We didn't want that. Because I didn't want Auntie to know that I pushed her to give her the ability to change this several months ago, and I never did it, so didn't want Auntie involved. My mom needed to know her date of hire at the company or the date she left the company, retired, and she knew none of those. And now that she did, we were able to fix everything over the phone, and I got the info over the phone to set up the online account. Joe doesn't know anything about this shit. Like most people, including me, Joe's worked for all different companies for short amounts of time. Joe's a musician, first and foremost. His job is to pay the bills. Like I said, I helped him. I didn't have any money, but I had fantastic credit up until then. And I opened up a credit card just for him. Of course, you paid a fortune, and did a cash advance, and he paid me back every penny. I opened it up in my name, and Joe busted his ass in school, and now he's doing damn good for himself. I gave him the little thing that he needed. And by the way, when I did that, I knew he and I were still together, but I knew that we wouldn't wind up being together good. You know, it's not like I thought that I lent him thousands and thousands of dollars and trusted that he would pay me. That's not the guy he is. And we knew we had a future together or anything. But I think I did. Oh no, it was when we were still together, but I didn't. He was leaning back towards going back and witness and whatnot. I don't know. I didn't. In any case, without my help, he wouldn't be where he is today. That's just how it goes. He didn't have the thousands of dollars. He needed to go back to school and get a better job. He busted his ass. He had the brain to do it. He didn't have the money, and he didn't have the credit. He couldn't, you know, I did. I did that for Joe because he deserved it, because he just is such a good guy and got bad breaks in life, and, you know, I wanted to see him better his life. I ultimately did not better my life, obviously, but I also, Joe didn't wind up living with an abuser for many, many years, you know. What you doing, pet dog? Huh? You didn't even want to. Oh, you can't go and be with humans, huh? Sure, Angel's, second choice, but she's not going to ever be first choice, is she? You'd rather have her be all alone out in the living room. The instant I'm open the door, pounded on the door, and I was sound asleep, I thought the world was coming to an end. It did. Like what? He's on the phone, Laura, you need to... Oh my god. Omar came right in here. The minute that door was open, he jumped right on the bed. Cute. I think my mom's happy having Angel back. Bottom line is, she deserves to have Angel back. That's why I was not going to back down. And my friend was giving me a hard time that Mom shouldn't have Angel back. No. My mom wanted Angel back. I wasn't pushing my mom to get Angel back. I made it clear, but I did that a long time ago, that I thought it was silly for her to continue paying on a dog she didn't have with her. Then I didn't, it's not like I pushed her, I just dropped it. I said, I don't fucking care what you do. Up to you, Mama. I know she wanted Angel back. I know she did. In her eyes, it wasn't, oh, well, I'm paying on a dog I don't even have here. But no, she wanted her dog back. She just felt bad taking Angel from the foster person. But so despite what C said, to the contrary, C's wrong. It's a good situation for your mom and for the dog. No, it's not. My mom was lucky if she saw her dog once a week. My mom's put thousands of dollars into this dog. She's lucky if she sees the dog once a week for 20 minutes. How is that good? You know, that's just ridiculous. It's absolutely asinine. Oh, I was lucky to be able to charge my mom's phone barely on that stupid ass charger. I can't wait till the damn phone's gone. It always does that ringer silence, and it's a piece of crap. Why can't we fix, Mom? I called the company itself. They don't make the phones anymore. No one knows why it does that ringer silence. Let's see if you do. I called. Remember, the phone itself, the manufacturer is not the phone service my mom has. You know. For example, I have a certain service, and my phone is a Samsung. So, you know what I mean? They don't make that old phone anymore that my mom had. So, you know, that story, I'm not going to repeat it. Bottom line, this phone's a piece of crap. My mom's contract is almost up. You don't want to end the contract early. You get penalized. So, we're making do with this piece of crap until... And then she's not going to renew her contract. I've suggested she just get a stupid, cheap-ass cell phone like I have. The pay, you know, pay as you go, you know. She doesn't use the internet. She doesn't whatever. Go the cheapest route. I think that's her best bet. But not until our contract ends. I don't even know if people are aware that, I mean, some people might not even be aware. I was aware because the first time I saw, I'm like, oh my God, I'm sending out emails to strangers. It's showing my fucking real first and last name. I need to fix this. I didn't know how to do it. You can go into your account and you could change it. So I changed my mine to something obscure. So instead of showing my first and last name up, you know, and it's not your actual email address. Your email address can be blah, blah, blah at blah, blah, blah at gmail.com. But it's just like this personal ad guy, that's his, within his email address is not his real name, but he emails you and his real name shows up. Just like mine, I changed it to, you know, to Catlight or something. I changed it to whatever so it wouldn't show LP. But lots of people aren't aware of that, I don't think, because I told you about that Craigslist guy years ago, because he was acting all paranoid, this, that, whatever. And I said, are you aware that your email shows your first and last name, your real first and last name? And he got all upset. He didn't know that. Because again, it's not in the email itself. It shows up when you send an email. But people need to be aware of shit like that if they're not. No. I thought the guy was being ridiculous, so he was being ridiculous, so I pointed that out to him. I'm like, your email shows your first and last name. You're worried about X, Y, and Z. I now have your first and last name. We didn't go for walkie yesterday. And actually, I bet Omar did go poo-poo this morning. Because he only did one yesterday, so he missed 3. You think I'm bad, don't you? The trouble's going to assume everybody is just going out of their minds like her, because I say poo-poo and pee-pee. What cares? State of this fucking sick planet. Who cares if I say poo-poo pee-pee? Anyway, you think I'm bad saying poo-poo pee-pee. My mom asks me when Omar goes, well, did he go a lot? She gets into detail. I'm like, oh, don't ask me that, Mom. I don't know. He went a decent amount, or, you know. I was teasing her. I'm like, why are you asking me that? Always ask me that. Any case, snowed all day yesterday, and it's still snowing, and I'm going to walk the dogs. There could be plows coming through. You can't really get out of the way to that great of a degree. When oh, speaking of that, that just reminded me I had a dream. I had a dream I was walking Omar, and the plow almost was going to hit us. It was going around the corner too fast, and it's like a blind spot or something. It just reminded me of that dream I had. Yeah, we don't need to go. It's okay if there's snow on the ground, but we're not going to go in the middle of a snowstorm, and that's just pushing it. That's ridiculous. Doing that. I suppose I could text Missy, just, I hope you're doing okay. Maybe she misplaced my mom's phone number, you never know. I don't want to have it back and forth. I could text her and then turn the phone down. I told her I haven't put money on my phone. Intentionally. Remember when I tell you guys about what things Joe believes, they are not necessarily what I believe, believe me. I don't want to get into this shit. I've studied this on my own, and I know, I'm not even going to say what I believe, you guys can guess. I know exactly what I believe regarding 9/11 and whatnot. And that is not because someone told me what to believe, it's because I did my own fucking research on my own. But getting into all the deeper and deeper shit that Joe believes, oh God. Very, very weird. You who just, you know, believe in normal shit that the regular people, you know, like my family believes in, God, the devil, you're going to heaven, or people going to hell, or etc., etc., etc. Our government is our mama and daddy, and government's out for our best interest, and anyone who believes all of that, you know. You can't imagine just sitting on the phone with your longtime friend of 20 plus years and hearing him, and you know he's not crazy, you know that he's got a real good head on his shoulders, he does a lot of studying, but he's talks, this is how it is, you know, this is how it is. There is a shadow government. We have alien technology. The presidents hide it. They're aware that we've made alien contact, etc., etc., etc. We were created in a lab. The Anunnaki are alien beings who spliced. It's mentioned in the Bible. They spliced their DNA with ours, and I just, and I sit here and I listen and I ask questions as if we're talking about regular old shit instead of about alien races and the Anunnaki and the Nephilim mentioned in the Bible and this, that, or whatever. And Joe says that Reagan used to talk about Reagan was big on talking about potential alien invasions, aliens and whatnot. No. Joe believes that the Republicans are gonna bump Trump out as their nominee, and he's just gonna run independently and win, unless he gets assassinated. Again, this is what Joe believes. I'll tell you what he believes, and all I said to him is, I don't know, Joe, time will tell, because time will tell. I speak the truth when I say time will tell, right? There's going to be a next president, and we'll see who it is. I don't know. My mom wasn't even aware of Monsanto and GMOs. Multiply my mom by millions of people. I explained to her some stuff in limited capacity, I try. We watched that special, that Obesity in America special, attributing everything, all the diabetes that's on the rise in children, everything to high fructose corn syrup being put in fucking everything. It's all made with GMO corn. We watched that and she really enjoyed it and she seemed to understand it. I did tell her about GMOs and Monsanto before, and we talked about it when we watched that awesome show that actually was allowed. I have to say allowed because it was government sponsored. This thing had some backing of, I don't know, they allowed it to talk about the high fructose GMOs and this, that, whatever. It had a whole segment. She just forgets. No, like I said, just like Joe doesn't tell me everything he knows. I filter what I tell my mom. She's asked me before, what do you talk to Joe? You talk to him for hours after hours. What do you guys talk about? I'm like, you wouldn't understand, Mom. And I know that she wouldn't understand. Hell, half the stuff Joe tells me blows my mind. I understand what he's saying. It just is mind-blowing, though. Well, I ate 2 days in a row. I ate that broth, and it was a combination. I liked the combination. Actually, it made it milder. But it was from 2 different batches of vegetables, because I made soup twice. One was in the batch of vegetables in the freezer, and both were in the freezer, but one was put more recently into the freezer. And I told my mom, I'm having this broth. You can't have any, because I need to make sure those vegetables are okay if I blend them up and make them into a creamy type soup. And she's like, oh, you're being the guinea pig? I'm like, yeah. If I don't get sick, we know it's okay. Hear the wind? Like I said, sometimes I push the envelope when it comes to how long stuff should supposedly remain in the refrigerator or whatnot, but I always go back to picnics. If stuff can remain out in the hot sun all day long, people eat it and don't get sick. You know, it's not 100 degrees in this house in the middle of winter. Even if I leave stuff on the stove for a couple of days covered, I haven't gotten sick yet, and I've done it numerous times. I've left my soup sitting out of the fridge for days. Not weeks, not a week, not even, but a couple days, yeah. And I don't get sick. Or I've left it in the refrigerator a whole week before I put it in the freezer, and I haven't gotten sick. But I'm not going to risk my mom, so I was the guinea pig, and I haven't gotten sick, so I can, with confidence, saute those vegetables up in coconut oil for us to have, like I've done before, and give it to my mom, you know, or mix them all together, create a creamy soup, you know, anything. If I didn't get sick, then everything's fine. Bottom line is, I don't follow those rules. The rules are ridiculous. They say things like, max 3 days, that's it. That's all you should keep cooked. You know, you cook food, you should only keep it in your fridge 3 days before you. It's just ridiculous. I don't follow it, and I've never gotten sick. I'm not the only one that feels that way either. The amount of time they say you should have something before you throw it away is a very small amount of time, and I don't follow it. I make those soups, I keep them in the fridge an entire fucking week, and eat them, and don't get sick. And I don't lie on my personal ads, and I make it perfectly clear that I'm just looking to just hang out, or just or date a little. I'm not looking for anything serious and whatnot. A lot of times men, even if they are technically looking for something serious, they want to meet women just for the hell of it, you know, meet new people, and they don't automatically reject you just because they're looking for something serious and you're not. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But I'm also not looking for just a hookup, you know. Told my black friend from the shelter was involved in, what is it? That's just for hookups. Nobody goes on that's looking for anything but a hookup. Friendfinder, I guess, .com. I'm not looking for that. Now sometimes as a woman people might think that you're just looking for a hookup if you're not saying that you're looking for anything serious or whatnot. The guys who write to me who are too crude, I don't care what those guys look like, I don't write back to them. I had a guy write to me and say, oh, I bet you'd be good at giving blowjobs. Or I bet you're good at giving blowjobs. I wrote back, you'll never know, and that was it. I like compliments. I don't want someone being crude to me right up front. Most of them are not like that. The ones that are going to the rejected pile, I don't give them the time of day. A lot of them that are crude to me, I wouldn't be, I'm not physically attracted to them anyway, but I have no interest in them. Sometimes the ones that are crude to me are actually young and hot, and I don't give them the time of day. Any guy who says, why'd you say unfortunately you've gained 10 to 15 pounds, what's the big deal? You know, that earns bonus points in my book, you know. Bonus points! Bonus points, babygins! Now, I don't share his sentiments. You know damn well I want to drop the fucking weight. Basically, I have pictures from a couple of years ago up or whatever, and well, it's just, I'm 10 to 15 pounds heavier than I was in those pictures. So what? Hey, I'm liking you more and more. I just want to take baby steps. Baby steps is me simply meeting somebody out in public for coffee or a drink and having, having a conversation. That's it. My expectations are very, very low. But nothing's going to happen if I just, sit here and do whatever.